Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Can I ask you all to stand up, please, excluding Autotask and AVG people? MSPs up here. Right. Who has an average customer size of 1,000 seats? Sit down. Who has an average customer size of 500 seats? Sit down. All the ladies got some big customers. Who has an average customer size of 50 seats? Sit down. Who has an average customer size of 25 seats? Sit down. Less than 25, I imagine. Brilliant. You are my kind of people. Abussi, and before you ask, it's my wife's middle name, services a clientele that seems to be the vast majority of you in the audience. Our average client is somewhere around 8 to 15 users. So I'm hoping that what I talk about today has relevance to you. I've been to many events like you here today where I have been presented to by people whose average customer size is 1,000 people. And it's not been hugely relevant to me. So I hope that today will resolve that problem. Let's talk about AVG and Abussi. Our AVG estate consists of, at the moment, as of last week when I wrote the presentation, about 182 AV clients. We have about 33 clients that are using our content filtering service, or AVG's content filtering service, and we have 10 managed workspace clients. That's the old level platforms. Of that, our revenue, we charge about £1.75 per deployment of the AV product, and we charge around 95 pence for the content filtering product. Those are more than the price that we pay to AVG. Therefore, the profit that we make is roughly, when you do the maths, £188 and 40 pence. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That is how you make profit. You just sell it for more than you buy it for. Presentation over. So, the key thing is we don't sell them as individual products or individual services where we labour the point about selling them and how much margin we can make. What we do is we wrap up those services from AVG so that we can be a better MSP. What we do is we bundle AVG services. What we do is use them to add value. What we specifically do is we allow them to reduce the workload that we have as an MSP. And we allow the AVG products to allow us to present more professionally to our clients. The key thing about the services that we provide is that many of them, particularly the AVG products, and we use other cloud services, which I'll come on to in a moment, they are an install and forget service. So the AVG Cloud Care product is a product that we were seeking as a business for a considerable amount of time. We had on-premise AV products and were looking for something, and when we saw the AVG Cloud Care product, it ticked every single one of our boxes. Now, you've seen we make £188 a month from selling AVG, antivirus and content filtering services. I am not going to become a very wealthy man by selling things and making £188 a month. So the reason that we use that product, the Cloud Care AV product, and others, is that it's part of a much, much wider smorgasbord of services. But many of them are the cloud-based, and many of them are increasingly becoming cloud-based services. But the AV product from AVG is brilliant because what we do is we install it and we forget about it. And the reason that we are happy to do that is we don't want to see him. Because most companies who are in our space, I'm going to talk to you as friends because you essentially declared that you're all very similar in terms of size. You've seen him many times before. You've had him on the phone. He shouted at you. He's caused you to change your entire diary for a day because something's gone wrong at his office and he needs you to go and fix it. I don't like him. I don't want to hear from him. I don't really want to see him. So the reason that Abussi uses cloud services, including a large number from AVG, is that they stop him from phoning me up and my technical team. Now the key thing about why I believe that break fix is going backwards and cloud is the way forward is this. It was alluded to by the previous speaker. A, you don't talk about cloud, somebody else will. B, using cloud services, I fundamentally agree, will make you look bigger than perhaps you actually are. And thirdly, it will allow you to provide services which perhaps some years ago may have been only available for many tens of thousands of pounds and can now be available for a few pounds per month. If you decide to adopt cloud services, I should really use this, shouldn't I? Save the water. If you decide to adopt cloud services, then maybe you can have this map. It looks very much like Porsche. AVG people will find that fun, probably nobody else will. MSP, professional MSP services, plus cloud services equals sales and profits. And the reason it includes sales and profits is because you have happy customers. Happy customers buy things, and unhappy customers don't. It's really, really quite straightforward. Let me give you an example. This morning, before I called the train up here, I had a follow-up meeting with a new prospect. They are a 12-user business based in the southern suburbs of Birmingham, and they have been looked after by a very traditional sort of break-fix arrangement, and they just came in when things went wrong. They phoned up and the screwdriver turned up and everything was great. They realised that they're missing something, so we put forward a proposal, and that proposal includes us doing telephone support, remote support, all that kind of stuff. Some of which will use the AVG remote tool, which is available in the package that you get from AVG. It will include antivirus, because we know that that will stop them getting any sort of horrible viruses if they do it instantly. We also use hosted exchange mailboxes from a company called Intermediate, so we use those. We do a hybrid cloud model, so they have a small little file server on site and it's then backed up using a Dropbox product. So far, there's a whole load of different things there, and the customer doesn't give a monkey's about anything. Because if you go and talk to a customer and start talking technologically to them, they will switch off, and you can watch them switch off. If you don't talk to them about what your business challenge is, if you don't talk to them and say, what can't you do now that you'd like to be able to do? If you don't say to them, I can offer you a range of services which are as good as the 100-seat business down the road, but because you're 12 you won't pay anywhere near that, then they become much more interested. They become much happier. They become much more open to you providing with other products and services. So the key thing from Abussi's perspective is 60% of our clients are now using cloud/hybrid cloud solutions. 2 years ago, that was 0%. So in 2 years, you're not hearing it now. Hello? Hello? 2 years ago, that was 0%. So if you can take a business from no cloud services to 60% cloud services in 2 years, I'm guessing we're doing something right. So, question time. Who here, and you don't have to stand up this time, you can simply raise your hand. We've done enough exercise for the afternoon. Who here is already embracing cloud hugely and has just come along today to find out about the AVG being slotted nicely into their already burgeoning range of cloud services? Brilliant. Who here's a bit 50-50? We're kind of doing a bit of on-premise stuff and we're largely hardware orientated and we've heard about the cloud things and we kind of like some of it but we don't like all of it. There's another one. Who's not doing any cloud at all? Oh, 2 of you. Okay, brilliant. Why not?
There's been no necessity for it so far.
Okay, and again, brilliant answer. No necessity. Do you think that will change in the next year? Which will be the first cloud service you think you'll adopt?
Storage.
Cloud storage. Similar to us. Ours was hosted exchange email, quickly followed by cloud storage. We use Dropbox for that. Sir? Coming to find out what it's all about. You could not have come to a better event, sir. You could not have come to a better event. See Vanessa afterwards, she'll sign you up for a very reasonably priced arrangement. Those people that were 50-50, sir, with the check shirt, you were a bit 50-50. What services are you adopting at the moment?
Cloud-based CMS systems.
Okay. And where do you think your next cloud journey will take you?
More customers.
Oh no, sorry, I mean specifically what services do you think you'll be next engaging with in the cloud?
More storage. Integrating with office products and cloud-based products.
Okay. So it seems that storage is the way forward. Please don't forget about the cloud care products. One of the benefits that we find is that we almost forget that they're there because they do such a brilliant job. Our entry level for all of our clients is to standardise their platform so that AVG antivirus is the default product for all of our customers. You can then go and add value by saying to the customer, and I have had this by the way, you know those people that come into work and seem to spend 8 of their 8.5-hour working day on Facebook? We've got a solution for that. And that's where the AVG content filtering comes in, because you can either block or you can restrict. What we like about the AVG product, which wasn't available in our earlier solution, was you can allow people to use it during lunch times, but not during the morning and the afternoon session, so that works quite nicely. For those who don't have a credible remote support tool as well, the AVG remote tool is excellent. And now you've got the online backup as well. So those people that are going towards data in the cloud, the backup of that can also be useful. Does anybody have any questions at this point? How long do I have left? 8 minutes. Any questions at this point? Yes, sir, at the back.
Do you have any indication of improvement in your resources moving to cloud away from the premise?
I can give you some verbal case studies. One of the customers that we have is a traffic management company. And they're the people who annoy all of us by going out and putting temporary traffic lights at various locations for seemingly unknown reasons. One of the things they came to us about was they said, it'd be really helpful if, after our guys have annoyed everybody and put the cameras in place, traffic lights in place, that they took photos and that we could then corral all that information in a really easy way. And I apologise to Vanessa here, because it's not an AVG product that solved that problem. It was Dropbox. But Dropbox on an iPhone allows you to take some pictures, open a folder that's predetermined for that customer with a customer number or reference, upload the pictures, and they're there. You haven't got to wait for the guy to go back to the office, or woman, to go back to the office and put them on a memory stick and put them onto the server and all the rest of that. And more importantly, they're available to anybody else that's out on the road who might need to go to that location without going back to the office. So there's a really easy way of using, I mean, Dropbox, even the most expensive version of that's 50 quid a month, you know, and it solved a really big problem for them, a huge problem. They love us to bits now. They fall into that category. Happy customers equals sales. Does that answer your question, sir?
More about the internal, so your help desk team, your break fix stuff. Do you have an indication of what that reduced by for per customer basis? So you may be spending 8 hours previously with the customer in one, now you're spending 4 or 6. Is there any metrics around that change from on-premise?
I can only give you anecdotal information, but in essence, we spend a lot less time fixing things and a lot more time being very proactive and effectively going back to the client and saying, we've noticed this, we've noticed that, which is a very different change from, you called us about this, you called us about that. And so the use of the Managed Workplace tool that we also use from AVG means that we get a lot of those advanced proactive notifications. But I would say that by using cloud services, because of increased reliability, easily halve the amount of time that we spend just fixing stuff. And really, that's one of the benefits, I think, for people. That was my 5-minute warning. I think it's really important for those people who who are looking to move into the cloud is, for me, it improves reliability, and it improves it for the people who can least afford it. We established at the very beginning that most people here are talking to relatively small customers, the kind of people I'm speaking to on a daily basis. Those kind of people can't throw thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds at solutions. But what they can do is they can make a monthly investment in a service which is charged on a month-by-month basis. So very little of the service that we provide to our clients that involves an expense is a large capital expense. It's now mostly small monthly contributions. And I'll kind of wind down on this, and I'm really happy to take questions on it. Most people don't like selling cloud services because they don't see where the revenue comes from, because all it is tiny little chunks of money. Well, look, tiny little chunks of money, when you multiply them by 15 or 20, become slightly bigger chunks of money. When you then add other valued services onto that, such as support abilities, the ability to resolve things much more quickly, the ability to look more professional as an IT company, those then multiply again. The biggest multiplier that is often forgotten about for MSPs is life length of owning that customer. It's all very well and good selling them something today and earning a couple of hundred or a couple of £1,000 and then not being your customer in a year's time because they find a better person. Sorry.
The contracts that you offer your clients?
30-day rolling. Live and die by the success of our support. So we are not tying people in. I absolutely abhor turning up to customers who say, well, we've asked you to come in, we're looking around, speak to a few people. What contract length is yours? The other standard is 2 to 5 years. Yeah, well, no, we're not going to do that. It's 30 days. If you don't like us, there's no point us supporting you, and why would I tie you into an enormously long contract that you get really annoyed about? Most of our customers have been with us for longer than 8 years. So if I take all the little bits of money that I've earned every month and then multiply it by 12 and then multiply it by 8, that becomes quite a sizable amount of money. And how much money and time do you expend trying to find new customers? Is it not better to perhaps take on board a smaller number of new customers, but maybe retain 99% of the ones you've already got? So I think that's why use of cloud services is so useful, because it allows you to be professional. It allows you to offer more services, and it allows you to have happy customers. Thank you.